Thank you everyone for joining us on this live stream. My name is Wei Lin and we're coming to you live from the Museum of Brokenhearted in Chengdu City. So Chengdu City is known for its pandas, for its spicy hot pot, and it's also touted as the happiest city in China. But even then, it does not escape what we're going to be touching on in today's live stream, which is relationship breakups. It's something that is very universal whenever and wherever you are. So later on, we will take you on a little tour around the museum and actually have a glimpse on some of the exhibits that's been donated by people across the country. And the overarching feel that I got walking through the museum, and which I hope you will get as well, is to know that you're not alone in this journey of falling in and out of love. So with that, I'm very pleased to be joined by Mr. Xu Jie today. He's the man behind this museum. Thank you for joining us.
Hello everyone, I'm the founder of the Museum of Brokenhearted, and let's visit our museum, okay?
Thank you. So maybe just a little bit of background first. So what inspired you to open this museum?
I think it's a very accidental idea because I'm the video blogger at Bilibili and I have a lot of fans and talk about the relationship and love topics. In the process of my communication with my fans, they often tell me some stories about their emotion, about their love, about their boyfriends or girlfriends, almost of course side breakup experience. I think it's very interesting, and I have heard attempts by a Croatian couple about 10 years ago. They made a museum of broken-hearted. I think it's a very interesting form. If you break up with your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, you maybe have some items about him or her. If you store it, they will remind your bad memories, but you don't want to throw it away. So I think, give it away. I think it's a good place to store it. So I think it's a good form and interesting form.
Okay. So the museum that you mentioned is actually, I think it has been named the most creative museum in 2011, the one that's in Zagreb, right? The capital of Croatia. Yeah. Okay. So what I noticed from here, if I get my cameraman to just show you this one. As I was walking in, I noticed it's like it's getting people to vote, right?
Yes. There's a vote for people to choose which choice.
Yes, so if you can, let me just translate this. So it says that after breaking up, would you want to, would you delete your ex on WeChat?
Yes.
Right? So I think it applies to also for people from overseas. That would be WhatsApp, form of communication, WhatsApp and WeChat in China. So as you can see that more people are swaying towards, yes, I will delete my ex on WeChat. Yes. What about you? Do you think, people should delete their ex on WeChat after the breakup?
I think we shouldn't delete the WeChat or other communication form because if we can't be the couple, but we can be friends if we break up.
Possible to be friends?
Yes. Possible to be friends, yes.
Yes, I guess it applies differently as well, right? To different relationships of, depending on the reason that you break up. Another one that I find interesting is this one here. It says that, it's about your parents' opinion on your relationship, right? So if your parents object, right, to your relationship, would you listen to your parents? Would you actually heed your parents' advice? So it's quite balanced. So half people are saying that, yes, I would listen to what my parents say, and the other team would say that, no, I wouldn't want to listen to my parents. So it's up to you. What do you think?
I think we should respect parents' advice, but make decision by ourselves. Okay. Because the parents' advice, some is correct, but it's maybe they didn't adopt me. Yes, so I think we should make a decision by ourselves.
So the ultimate decision lies within yourself, but you still would listen to your parents to see their point of view, right? To listen to them, but ultimately you make the choice.
Yes, okay.
Okay, perfect. So how many items are there in this museum?
About 40 items in our museum now.
Was it very hard to source like all these items across China?
It's not very hard because I have a lot of fans. The first batch of items were donated by my fans.
Your fans on your social media account, right?
Yes, at Bilibili and Weibo.
So 40 items. Which one stood out to you the most? I mean, you do change these items every month, right?
Yes, it's the beginning of our museum. More people will bring their items to here. They want to store it in our museum.
Let's maybe take a closer look at this wedding dress because I've been reading articles online. I know that a lot of these breakup museums worldwide usually would have a wedding dress, right? So what's the background of this wedding dress?
Let me see.
Okay.
This wedding dress is donated by a girl. He buy a wedding dress for their wedding, but they break up with her boyfriend for some reason. So it's a very sad story, and all our have nice city, the museum. Every museum have a wedding dress.
Wedding dress, right? But I want to just maybe go a little bit deeper into the story. Let me just see. Okay, so they got married after graduation, after graduating. So that means they were quite young when they got married. And she donated this dress 2 years after they got married. Oh, because... Okay. So I'm just going to just summarize a little bit. So it's donated by the female, of course. It's her wedding dress, but they had a divorce after 2 years. She found out that he was cheating on her, but she didn't find out from him. She found out from their common friends. So he actually, he was hiding this from her about cheating. So I think cheating is a very common reason, right? I mean, on your social media, when you talk to your fans, in relationships, in marriage. Yeah, so what a pity. They got married and 2 years later. So which other items stood out to you?
This item is make me most impressed. It's a unfinished scarf. We received it. It has 2 bamboo sticks stuck on it. The girl wanted to knit a scarf for her boyfriend, but before it's finished, her boyfriend was broke up with her. So it was a pity story. It was a sad story.
Do people? I mean, do females in China often knit scarves for their boyfriends? Is that a common thing here?
It's a symbol for love. I think it's a symbol for love, and it's a very warm, active.
I see. Okay, so again, it's not finished, right? So looking at the description right here, I think, okay, it's all in Chinese, but it says that, so this girl thought that she would not be able to find someone else that she would love as much. And I think that's quite common, when we are so heated up in a breakup, that we often think that, okay, I love this person so much, I'm never going to find someone else I'm going to love again. But usually time heals, right? So usually that's not the case. We usually would move on. Okay, so let's move on to... So if you notice, there are all these sayings above here as well. They're all in Chinese. So do you plan to open this museum in dual language next time with English captions?
Well, I choose one.
It's all in Chinese, but will you open a museum that's also in English so you have 2 languages in the future?
I want... Sorry, I understand.
Everything's in Chinese.
Okay.
So your future plans, would you open one that has also English captions?
We want to open the museum board, and we will choose some English saying for it.
Okay, this would be my favorite saying. So in Chinese, it says 尽力之后我选择随缘, right? So I think let me know if I'm translating it correctly, but it means that, after trying your best or trying countless times, I would choose fate, right? So fate. So what's meant to be will find its way, right? 就随缘.
Yes, true face.
So Mr. Xu, what else here stood out to you?
This item is make me impressed most. It's a Pokemon toys. Pokemon toys. It's very cute. I love Pokemon very very much. So this make me impressed most. The story is very sad, but the toys is very cute. I think it's.
What's the story about?
This story is very simple. This is the gift for her boyfriend, a girl for her boyfriend. But her boyfriend, when they broke up, her boyfriend didn't get it. 她就是这个女孩没有把这个给她男朋友本来是一件礼物，对。
Okay, so 最终没给他。
对，本来是要给她，但是最终没有给她。对。
But over here, the girl still actually wished the boyfriend well， 就希望他能过得很好。
Yes.
Right. How many? So this museum has been opened for a few months in Chengdu. Previously, it was at another location.
At the end of last year, we made our first attempt, and this museum opened at April 30th.
April 30th.
April
So it's been a few weeks, right?
Yes.
Do you get a lot of people coming to the museum? What's your daily number like customers?
There are often long lines here at weekends, and it was mentioning that almost every day girls or boys crying here.
Crying here?
Yeah.
We have to find someone crying here. What's their feedback?
They just see other stories, but they can feel very moved, very touched. Although this is other stories, they can remind his own stories. Yes.
Let's take a quick look at this rate packet here. It's the
Yes.
WeChat rate packet, right? So what is it? What's the story behind this one here?
This story is a girl donated. Her boyfriend sent him red packet, but every packet has a saying, has a love saying, but it's just a shot in mobile phone.
Because here it says that 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, all the way up till 22 years.
Yes.
So does it mean that, obviously it's from the, when the person is, 1 year old, right?
Yeah.
So basically he's trying to make up for lost time,
Yeah.
right? So I'm not sure how long have they been together?
2 years. About 2 years, this red pockets.
So they were together for 2 years,
Yes.
but he gave her rate packet for every year that she's been,
Yes.
Like,
For her,
right, since she was born.
Birthday present.
Very sweet. Okay. I was reading online that for other museums in the world, say for example, when it comes to the French people, they often, when they donate something, they often refer to themselves as the third party. But for the Americans, they're very first party, it's all about me. So when it comes to China, right, when you were sourcing your items, how willing were there? Were they very willing to reveal their stories and identity? 就很愿意吗？他们分享故事。
Some people maybe want to share their stories to us because they want to get more people to know their sad experience, and to want to some other couples learn from their stories and hope they cherish.
So they were very willing, right?
Yes, very willing. And people don't want to the couples learn from their stories, cherish each other more. Yes. Although our theme is brokenhearted, broken relationship, but there are always some couples come from visit our museum.
So even couples, not people who have just broken up, actually visit the museum, right? People who are still happy in relationships,
Yes.
they come here to cherish, is it because they would then realize that, oh, the option of being together is actually better than the option of breaking up?
Yes, right.
If I could get my cameraman to just pan, I thought I found this interesting. It's a WeChat snapshot, right, of a conversation. So over here, it's from the girl, right? 就忽然想起曾经还喜欢过你，新的一年了，各自会更好运。So it's like she texted her ex, or he texted his ex, saying that, oh, like I thought of you all of a sudden, right? And and I used to like you, right? And it's a new year. I hope that each of us would be 就是 happy.
Yes.
就
The girl still love this boy, and it's a New Year wish. Just want to tell him she still love him.
But 曾经 does it mean that she used to love him, so she may not love him anymore?
I think he sent the message just means he still love him.
The girl who
Yes.
So she still loved him.
Yeah.
I want to get your thoughts, right? Like for me, yeah, say after you've broken up with your ex, would you still send your ex well wishes, like happy birthday or happy new year? I mean, if you've really broken up and you don't like someone, would you still keep in touch?
Sorry, I can't.
对，就是已经分手了，你还会跟他保持联系吗？就是好像刚才那个会祝人家嘛。
I think the girl or boys when keep in touch with the ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend means he still love him or her. Yes.
Because if you don't like someone, you wouldn't text someone anymore. Right?
If someone didn't keep in touch with him or her, just don't want to remind him or her the bad memories. Yes.
Okay, so what do we have here? More items. So 40 items in total, right? Any other items stood out to you? Over here, okay. This one.
This picture.
Okay, what's this picture about?
It's a comic, and the boy. This was donated by a girl. This girl, the picture. This girl is it's the girl and it's a boyfriend, and the girl lives in Beijing, and the boy lives in Tianjin. They get there and back between Tianjin and Beijing. It's a long-distance relationship. We have received so many stories. It's just a long-distance relationship, but long-distance relationship is very hard. So they can't contain the relationship about 1 year or 2 years or 10 years. So it's a very hard model of love.
So they were together for 2 years, right? 2年的时间, long distance. I mean, it's very common around the world. How do you think people who are in long distance relationships, how should they maneuver? How should they actually, maneuver the relationship?
I think the long distance relationship is the hard model, and I think the 两个人最重要的其实是能够相信believe each other because it's not 没有安全感yes 所以可能最重要的还是就是两个人相信彼此能够坚持走到最后。除了这个就是两个人可能更重要的就是有自己的生活，否则可能就会在恋爱当中会容易因为过度的思念对方，而导致自己在生活当中没有办法坚持一个平稳的情绪去对待。Yes.
Okay, so just a quick translation. Well, how to maneuver a long-distance relationship, according to Mr. Xu, is firstly is you have to have that sense of belief in one another, trust. I think trust, yes. Right? You have to trust one another, and secondly is you also have to have your own life. Do the things that you like and you want. Spend your time to love yourself as well, because I think being away from one another can actually sometimes, right? If you have too much time in your hands, you can go a little bit, crazy perhaps. Okay, so behind us we've got many messages, right? Written by
so we'll make a wall and it's very interesting. Some people say, another life, the other of life, we want to get rich, we want to get happiness.
In another life.
往后余生，这 how to translate 往后余生。Next afterlife, afterlife.
为什么是 afterlife 呢？ Are they still together?
I think it's another life.
Okay. Want to get rich instead of
the rest of life. 这个 how to translate?
okay,
I don't know.
just getting rich.
对 get rich is more important than falling in love in the young people. They want to get rich than want to get a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
This is interesting that you brought up this point. People wanting to get rich, make money instead of being in love, finding love. Do you think this is very rampant in China these days, that people would choose money over love?
Yes, the most popular points think nowadays Chinese young people have a very huge pressure of daily life, and they have so many alternative forms of entertainment. So they just some young people think they needn't the love, but they must have the money. Yes.
Is this very different from in the past?
Yes.
Right, in the past, say your parents, your grandparents,
Yes.
during that time, less emphasis was on money, right?
Yes.
More was on love, harmony, perhaps.
The different generation thinks.
It's interesting because those are the items that are donated by people, but these are like the thoughts, what goes inside
Yes.
the thoughts of people.
Yes.
Right? Wow. Many over here. For our audience, I mean, if you have a comment, you can also leave a comment or like questions on our various social media platforms. But this museum, everything is in Chinese right now. So for those who do not understand Chinese, you might need to sort of get someone to translate for you. Okay, so I'm seeing some other. Hello, 你好. Hello. Let's just get some thoughts from some of the people who have visiting this museum. Hello. 你们是来看的是吧？
我是这个的作者。
Okay. 等下我过来吧。Okay. So hi. What do you think of the museum?
It's kind of new thing, and I think it's very interesting.
Why is it interesting?
Because this is a place where people broke up. They share their sorrows because they have no one to express their feelings after they broke up. So this is a nice place for them. Yeah.
For nice for them to come inside here and to learn from other people's experience, to feel it. Your name is?
Zoe. Yeah.
Hi Zoe. Okay. Have you ever been in love?
Never. So I come here to learn some experience from others. Yeah.
Okay. I wish you well that you can find love one day. And yourself, what's your name and what do you think of this museum?
Hello, my name is Sean, and I think this museum is quite special because I have never been such kind of a museum like this. Okay, in this museum, I think I can just like Zoe, we can share with others. So after break up, and also I think as humans we have the same kind of feeling when we break. I was just very impressed by this kind of bags actually, because because I think after breakup, most of us will feel some certain kind of the same feelings like fear or
Worry.
Yes, because we may worry whether I will be loved again or can find the Mr. Right or the right one in the future, and we will be fearful and worried. And I think this museum is quite touching, and I can sympathize with the others who have ever visited here.
Right, brilliant. I'm not sure whether in China itself, I'm going to bring Mr. Xu back in as well to join us, maybe in just a short conversation. In China, I noticed there are many other museums being open, right? Yeah, Sean and Zoe, if you could join in as well. In China, right, besides Chengdu.
Yes.
In other cities.
We have 9 museums in China, Chengdu, Chongqing,
By
Xi'an.
you or by other people?
This 9 museum is by you. By you. Other museum in other place, other cities is not by you. But this one I think is belong everyone.
But why is it that right now in China, right, there's many more breakup museums being opened? Why is it the case? Do you feel that it's necessary? Is China ready to be, embracing private stories of other people? Do you think?
Yeah, I think it's quite necessary to have such kind of museum because when someone breaks up, we know he or she is quite very worried or quite sad, and he or she needs some way to release his sorrows. And I think this place just provides such kind of
Platform.
yeah, right?
Yeah, I also think it's necessary because in the present society, people live a very fast life. They seldom have time to deal with their personal feelings. Yeah, so I think it provides a wonderful platform, for people to express their feelings. Yeah.
Okay, again, it's a platform for people to share their sorrows, right? And I think that's the beauty of what books give us as well. Books, other people's experiences, stories, to know that ultimately we're not alone, right? Thank you so much, Mr. Xu. We shall continue on with this tour. Okay, you mentioned just now that you are the, 这是你捐的是吧？
是的。
可以说一下，So she's the donor. She donated this book. 说一下为什么你要捐这本书啊？我帮你拿就可以了。
这本书是我有点激动。这本书是我一个男孩送给我的遗物，然后他已经去往天堂了。
你的那个前任是吧？
我的初恋，我当时18岁了，他已经去往天堂了。
So ex-boyfriend, right, has passed away and has gone to heaven. 然后他是送你的，他这个意义是，
这本书是我们第一次见面，在四川大学的一个摊位上买的一本，就是那种是相当于大学毕业过后就摆的那种摊位的一本，他唯一送给我的一本书，然后送给我，然后他就得了病，然后就去世了，然后所以我不想看到这个东西。
把就捐到这边了是吧
I translated. The book is her ex-boyfriend buy the book sent to her, but in university first meet, and just after that, her boyfriend was passed away, and she maybe say remind her bad memories, so she want to donate it to our museum. Yes.
I'm sorry to hear about your boyfriend.
Thank you.
希望你以后可以对找到心里。
好的，谢谢。
现在在一个好的地方了啊。
好的。
Okay, thank you. So I think just now you mentioned that some people they will come in and they will cry, just right, burst into tears all of a sudden, and right. So we have a tree here, right?
Yes. It also make a role to the life or their relationships. Yes. I think the tree means the hope. They can write their dream on the tree, yes.
A tree of hope, right?
Yes. Okay.
So this is 开心就好, is it?
Yes.
That means as long as you're happy, everyone keep happy. And the one up there, you need to know yourself. Oh, I love you 3,000 times. This one, if you've watched Avengers: The Endgame, yes, it's in the movie. I love you 3,000 times by the little girl. It's very, very cute. And up there, you need to know yourself correctly. If you can see that up there. And over here, 3 words, 8 letters, say it is, I'm yours, I love you over here. So yes, pockets of English messages, but mostly in Chinese.
What?
can you help me translate this saying over here? If I could get my cameraman over here. 就人生除了生死，其他都是。The saying over here.
In English, we can say besides the dice, other is the small scratch in the left. Okay, 擦伤 scratch. Yes, scratch. Yes, it's not important in our life.
It's not important in life.
Yes.
Okay, so if I get it right, besides death, living and death, everything else in life, it's just a small scratch, like a small bump, perhaps a problem in your life. I mean, it's a bigger perspective, right? A breakup is maybe, I mean, it's good to feel a breakup, but after that, I mean, move on, take your time. Okay, so the museum is more walls,
Yes.
platform for people to write their messages.
We think we built the wall. Let's make a wall. Bunch of people they can.
Promises and vows, right?
Yes.
Oh, this one here. See, if I don't love you anymore in the future, please don't cry. You'll find someone who fits you.
Yes.
I want to get your thoughts, Mr. Xu, because you mentioned that you've got thousands of fans on your social media account, right? And you give advice to people. So what are people's expectations of love these days? Like, what are their expectations of love, and what are usually the problems that they have in their relationship when they come to you?
我想一下哈，怎么就这么措辞啊？这个主要是想说是。就像刚刚这个提到的，就是很多人会愿意认为，其实他们不需要恋爱they don't want to, they don't need the
Given up on love.
skill. But in
Giving up on love is not a good thing.
in someone's opinion, they are reluctant to fall in love, and they don't want to give love into another because they afraid of failing. Yes, I think we should try. We should still try because although the love is hard, we should try, and we cannot guarantee your choice is 100% correct, and the perfect love doesn't exist. So we should try to know how to get the correct love. Yes.
I agree with you, because I mean, breakups, I do think that it's quite necessary.
Yeah.
Like, you, of course, in a relationship, you don't wish for a breakup to happen, but if it does happen, it's a learning experience, right? Because if you didn't try, you didn't fail, you wouldn't know, what can you actually accept, what can you tolerate, and what you can't tolerate in a relationship, right? So you have to try.
Yes, just don't afraid failing.
Don't afraid to fail.
Yes.
Okay, so that's the advice of the day.
Yes.
Don't give up on love.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so right. This is quite interesting. So you can actually just right.
Yes, drawing or writing, everything.
Did I just mess up someone's drawing? Oh my God! Hopefully I did not mess up someone's drawing. I wouldn't want to mess up someone's drawing. Okay. Right. Okay. So maybe we can just do an ending. So this painting.
This painting is drawn by me.
You drew this picture.
Yes.
Okay. What's the significance behind it?
The boy is me.
The boy is you. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do look alike.
And this crown, a crown, and this moon, and the crown and moon in the symbol of this. My name is my name of my ex-girlfriend. His name is just crown Wang in Chinese, and Yue in Chinese. Yes. So and this.
Why sitting on the moon though and stars?
I think this 表达我对他的一种怀念。Yes, yes, and this 47 stars on the painting, and it's symbol of it's meaning his birthday is April 7th. Yes.
April 7, that's why 47 stars.
Yes.
So you drew this painting to commemorate, for your ex-girlfriend. Do you still long for your ex-girlfriend? Do you still think about her? Do you still want to get back together with her?
What? 是，我这样认为的，我是觉得就是其实是应该怀念在一起的日子，但是既然分开了，可能就永远分开了对对，这就是尽力之后选择随缘。
Okay. Yeah, so I just asked if they would get back together, does he still long for her? But I think, like you said, after breaking up, there's a reason why you broke up,
Yes.
right? So you should just remain as that, and anything would be left up to fate.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a final pit stop actually, in the museum. Is it a little cinema, right? Is it?
It's a cinema. Yes.
Cinema. It's for people to come and watch some videos. Is it?
Some video about love, about broken relationships. Yes.
I think that brings us to an end to this live stream. We're coming to you live from the Museum of Brokenhearted in Chengdu City. Just one last question. Why Chengdu? Chengdu is your first stop, right?
Yeah.
So why Chengdu?
I think Chengdu is a very fashion city in recent years, and Chengdu have a lot of the story about love, and it's a very famous city in has some very delicious food. So every in the holiday or the people want to visit Chengdu. So I think it's a fashion city. Yes.
I think it's an up and coming city, big city. So thank you so much again for joining us. Thank you, Mr. Xu Jie, for bringing us around on this tour. One final advice, perhaps, for people who are in love, not in love, who haven't found their love yet, who are broken up.
I think I make the museum. I want to for the single person. I want to know how to love, what is broken relationship, and to the boy or girl who just broken up. I hope they can get over from their get out from their sadness. For the couples, I think they can learn from these stories and cherish each other more, just like it.
To cherish those that you have for your loved ones. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.
Okay.